to be busy. Still got problems on 280. Stuck on traffic is brought to you by
Garbage truck.
Problem on 280.
Don't be goofy. It's a garbage truck.
Brand. Dougmaker Boulevard, right at 280 with an overturned vehicle. Been there for about 30 to 45 minutes. Hopefully, it's to clear. Small business owners dwelling cities are search engine listing. Over 50% are wrong. Checking big doors today. Go to freedirectoryreport.com and our customers find you. I'm Allison Michelle, WAPI.
Keep the reindeer handy as the round strong storm rolls in this afternoon. Some with dusty wind and hail, but I'm more concerned about a flood threat. Highs will be in the low 80s. Scattered showers overnight and during the steady rain on Wednesday. Highs in the low 80s. From the WIAP Storm Track Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Gene Norman on 1070 WAPI. 1070 WAPI is Birmingham's home for the Auburn Tigers. For airtime, highlights, and more, go to 1070WAPI.com. Just there. Just their turn. It's your turn. The Lexus It's Your Turn certified pre-owned salesman with great offers on all CPO models and 0% APR financing on RX and ES models. Every one undergoes a 161-point inspection and comes with
Well, I think I'll just go home. I was thinking I got a $10 gas card at CVS, but I think I'll just use it tomorrow.
Robin, we did it. What goodies did you get?
We just loaded up on Cokes and
Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
cereal
Oh,
and also some dishwashing soap.
Robin will be sad. Library.
Oh, that's right. We're going to the library. Well, this is still the same way, so that's okay.
Library.
Hey guys, this is Birmingham Furnace in Robert Miller. I'm behind the $5 a dose
I
ED
had
treatment
this
you've been hearing about.
mostly
We've taken the same active ingredient as the most
still
well-known ED
could-
treatment and
Ow.
compounded it into a lozenge that dissolves
I
under your tongue in a
love
couple of minutes and acts quickly to give you the
I
same performance and
love
results that you're used to. It's the same ingredients at a fraction of the cost. I don't know about you, but if I can spend $5 a dose instead of up to $35 for the same results, it's a no-brainer. Call me at 377-9778 or visit bhamed.com. 377-9778 or bhamed.com. Drowning in credit card debt? Realize credit counseling only lowers interest and takes up to 7 years? Thinking about bankruptcy, but found out the new bankruptcy law forces you to repay your debt and may ruin your credit for 10 years. If yes, and you don't want to risk your property or your future, and you need fast debt relief, call the U.S. Financial Management My Debt Negotiation Program.
My debt negotiation paid off my bills in only 36 months and helped me avoid bankruptcy.
Get the superior solution to bankruptcy and credit counseling. I reduced my debt by 70% and with one low monthly payment and harassing collection calls.
I was afraid to answer the phone until my debt negotiation stopped the hassling once and for all.
Restore your credit. We finally bought our dream house.
Stop overpaying credit card companies today. Grab a pen and take this number down. 1-800-563-1283. The call is free. The money you'll save is real. Don't wait another day to resolve your problem. 1-800-563-1283. Hurry before the new law doubles your minimum monthly payments. Call 1-800-563-1283 now.
1070 WAPI. Birmingham.
Do you want to take a break from Kumon in July? Pumpkin? I'm sure you would.
Sure.
Like Tommy Dorsey.
Keeping this one. No, I'm just like almost done with it.
35.
Still having
Richard
this
Dixon, 1070 WAPI. 1070
Come
WAPI.
on, let's go.
Missed a lot.
There is only one
Missed
number
a
you
lot.
need to know, and that's the number of Parish
Missed a lot.
Structural
No.
Services. 668-2626.
I haven't
Two-six
read
Parish
yet.
Structural Services, centrally located in beautiful Calera, Alabama. Ready to do whatever it takes to make sure that you're a happy and satisfied customer. Now, if there's nothing wrong with your home, they'll be the first to tell you this.
Robin.
Part of the deal is they don't have what you call a commissioned salesperson. In other words, the guy who's coming out to check your house, he don't make any more money if you have a problem. If you don't have a problem, he gets paid the same as if you do have a problem, etc., etc., etc. So, you're going to get an honest answer each and every time from these guys. So when you start start to notice that maybe there's something wrong, like, oh, I got the stairs have cracks in my foundation, or I've got some cracks above my windows, or my doors aren't closing properly, and you start to think, well, gosh, I may have a foundation problem. It could be, or it might be nothing serious. You should definitely call Parrot Structural Services. Have them come by and take a look. If it turns out there is no problem, they'll tell you. If it turns out there is a problem, well, they can take care of it in fairly rapid order, since they've been doing this for a long, long time. Helical pier system, made in Tarrant, Alabama, means the money stays local. They work on buildings huge and infinitesimal. They can straighten out your slab. They can tie back your walls. They can do grout pumping. They can soil stabilize. You name it, and they do it. That's Parrot Structural Services, 668-2626, or online at parrotss.com, online at parrotss.com. Today I learned the company that owns the World Trade Center had scheduled a meeting for 9/11/2001. It was going to happen on the 88th floor of the tower, Tower 1, and it was to discuss what to do in the event of a terrorist attack. They had to reschedule the night before because someone couldn't attend. They would have been making it up on the fly if the meeting had actually taken place. Today I learned Bill Gates and Warren Buffett once went to China to encourage their billionaires about the benefits of philanthropy, giving back to their community. They were largely ignored because philanthropy outside of supporting your family, just not a part of Chinese culture. Today I learned that better or about 83% of Jewish Americans support same-sex marriage, far surpassing the national average of 55%. Today I learned if you die in Amsterdam with no next of kin and no one to attend your funeral, a poet will write a poem for you and recite it at your funeral. Note to self, try dying in Amsterdam. Today I learned that an underwater forest off the Alabama coast was uncovered by Katrina. It's 50,000 years old. An underwater forest. Today I learned Winston Churchill had a plan called Operation Unthinkable to invade the Soviet Union in a surprise attack immediately after the end of World War II. His plan was shot down when it was learned that the Soviet troops remaining outnumbered Allied troops 3-1. Oops. Yeah, that might not be a good idea. Today I learned that while the USA is only average in racial diversity, it's one of the highest in the world in willingness to have other races as neighbors. I didn't realize that the rest of the world was so damn racist that they're concerned about having other races as neighbors. Today I learned, as a young teen, Salma Hayek went to a church in Mexico that was supposed to perform miracles. She wished for breasts. Her cup runneth over. Today I learned British naval submarines have for years flown the Jolly Roger to honor submarine tradition. Today I learned in the Simpsons episode where Homer eats hallucinogenic chili, the voice of the spirit guide coyote, Johnny Cash. Today I learned the iPhone game Clash of Clans generates more than $2 million per day, and in 3 years is valued at more than $3 billion. Note to self, come up with an iPhone game. And today I learned that just 5 years, never mind, that was way too long. I got nothing. That's it for me. We're out of here. Tomorrow morning.
What's he gonna say?
1070 WABI,
He's gonna say tomorrow morning.
Bye-bye now.
Matt Murphy comes on at 6.
This is the Wall Street Journal Report. I'm Bruce Vail. Stocks closed with little change today as investors paused a bit following several record-setting sessions. The S&P 500 fell a fraction. Target has hired General Motors information security chief to fill a similar role at the retailer. Part of his duties will be to help ensure that Target, its employees, and its customers are protected from security threats. Target has been focused on getting customers back following its massive security breach late last year. The FAA has approved the first commercial use of unmanned drones in the U.S. Energy giant BP received approval to use drones for its oil operations in Alaska. The drones will fly over BP's operations and take 3D photos and gather more data. This is the Wall Street Journal Report. We Hilltoppers make the best use of their land.
gunman entered the school and shot and killed one student before apparently taking his own life. A teacher suffered a non-life-threatening injury. Troutdale School Superintendent Linda Florence.
This is such a tragedy. My heart goes out to the individuals involved and to their parents.
The shooting again focusing attention on gun violence. President Obama appeared from the White House in a social media question and answer session.
We're the only developed country on earth where this happens. And it happens now once a week. And it's a one-day story. There's no place else like this.
The Pentagon confirming the deaths of 5 U.S. troops and an Afghan soldier in an apparent friendly fire incident. Spokesman Rear Admiral John Kirby.
We do have reason to suspect that friendly fire was the cause here, specifically friendly fire from the air. But the issue's under investigation.
The Americans had called for air support after coming under attack from Taliban fighters. A border state senator is blaming President Obama for surging numbers of undocumented and unaccompanied minor children arriving in the U.S.
Standing beside a chart illustrating the sudden influx of kids across the border, Texas Senator John Cornyn blamed President Obama.
This is not a coincidence.
Cornyn points to government data showing a near 10-fold increase in unaccompanied minors coming in since the president announced the Deferred Action Policy. Under the 2012 program, immigrants brought here illegally as children don't face deportation. Cornyn says the policy has made the U.S. a human magnet, leading to a humanitarian crisis. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News at the Capitol.
On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 3 points. The NASDAQ was a 2-point gainer. You're listening to ABC News.
I'm standing on a ledge high in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I swear I can see forever. Green in the spring, dazzling colors come fall. Part of why I'm here is to preserve this. I am 1 mile of CSX railroad track. There are 21,000 more like me. Together, we help trains move a ton of freight nearly 450 miles on 1 gallon of fuel. Tomorrow is full of promise. Let's keep it that way. CSX. How tomorrow moves.
Want to know the secret to success, kid? One thing, the Grainger catalog. And Grainger.com. Okay, that's 2 things. Oh, and Grainger's got mobile apps. So sure are convenient. 3 things to succeed. Hey, and 1-800-GRAINGER. I know that number by heart. 4 things. There's hundreds of branches, too. Like I said, the one secret to keep this place running smoothly is Grainger. Get it? Got it? Good. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
There is not much that gets done in Washington these days, but ABC's Ann Toppin says there has been an unusual moment of accord.
This has become a rare sound in Washington.
I congratulate this outstanding crew for getting it done. Bipartisan negotiators.
President Obama signed legislation to rebuild some ports and water resources. Republican House Speaker John Boehner issued a statement also celebrating the rare achievement, but he also accused the president of hectoring and eviscerating the Republican opposition too often, which does not bring results. And out in ABC News, the White House.
The president also signed a measure bestowing the Congressional Gold Medal on the 65th Infantry Regiment, Puerto Rican soldiers who served in both World Wars and in Korea.
It's a proud day for all those whose lives they saved and whose freedom they defended. It's a proud day for all Americans, especially Hispanic Americans who made extraordinary contributions to our country.
Colorado's legal pot market hit a new high in April. The state releasing figures showing pot shops sold about $22 million worth of weed in April, up 17% from March and 58% from January. The state collected $5 million in taxes and fees on April's sales. Paul McCartney still laid up by a virus. U.S. shows set to begin this Saturday are now pushed back into October. McCartney, who turns 72 next week, will try to start his U.S. tour July 5th. This is ABC News.
Tony Stewart.
This is Tony Stewart here to tell you about a way veterans and service members can get on the fast track to well-deserved benefits. It's called eBenefits, a website created by VA and DoD that gives veterans, service members, and families instant access to more than 40 benefits and services. It's a way to serve those who have served us. To get started, just go to www.ebenefits.va.gov or just do a search for VA eBenefits. Brought to you by the Department of Veterans Affairs.
I'm Richard Cantu, ABC News.
WAVI, right now traffic.
First this afternoon right here at 5 o'clock, really not looking bad at all. This check on traffic brought to you by Radiate Media. Interstate's just going to be busy. Your normal stop-and-go traffic along 59 heading through downtown. 65 not looking bad at all. Just make sure you buckle up, drive safely. Small business owners are only as good as your search engine listing. 50% all wrong. Check and fix yours today. Go to freedirectoryreport.com and help customers find you. I'm Allison Michelle, WAPI.
Keep the rain gear handy. Another round of strong storms rolls in this afternoon, some with gusty wind and hail, but I'm more concerned about a flood threat. Highs will be in the low 80s. Scattered showers overnight and periods of steady rain on Wednesday. Highs in the low 80s. From the WIAT Storm Track Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Gene Norman on 1070.
Jonathan, what? No, I didn't. I should have.
Under the frickin' steel of it. Have somebody to look. Somebody said that, and I can't remember who it is. But
Free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate speedcounts.com software to remove computer viruses, junk files, and clutter that slow down your computer. Increase your computer speed today. Visit speedcounts.com. If you see traffic trouble and we're not reporting it, call us at 866-385-0343. I'm Joy Barnes with traffic on Superstation 101.
Mostly cloudy skies tonight with a couple of showers possible, low 68. Then for tomorrow, mostly cloudy with some showers, maybe a thunderstorm, high 82. Chance of a shower tomorrow night, the low 68. On Thursday, a mixture of clouds and sunshine and warmer with scattered thunder showers, high 86. This is Alabama's 13 Chief Meteorologist Jerry Tracy with your Interceptor forecast on Superstation 101 WYDE. Welcome back. It's so good to have y'all with us tonight as we're easing on down the road doing what we do. We've been talking a lot about this immigration story that's really kind of fresh in the news. The Republicans are still trying to cut a deal with the Democrats. There's a 50-50 shot and they do something, but here's what they've done now. They're allowing these massive border crossings of these kids out of Central and America and Mexico into the country, and so now they've created a humanitarian crisis. We've now today, based on the headlines, opened a third military base to house these kids, and you'll see them on a television news story near you soon because they're a giant photo op for the people that are trying to push this amnesty bill. These are fresh kids that came across, some of which are very, very young. They've basically been orphaned because we threw the welcome mat out. We created a program of de facto amnesty by our own leaders, not enforcing our laws that are on the books about this issue, telling them, come on, we'll take care of you. And so here they come. So it's a fresh border surge, and it's all about the children. Anytime they can use the face of kids, they'll do it, and that's what they're doing. And Republicans are playing right along with it, at least some in the leadership. Eric Cantor pushing a bill called the Kids Act, perfectly timed for this crisis that we've got in the news. Big story tonight. A lot of folks have been calling and talking about it. There's another couple of things. Let me just get the headlines out, and we'll go back to the phones. This whole deal with the prisoner swap for this Bergdahl character has gotten so nasty in Washington. The Democrats have so turned on the president with this thing. And, of course, the Republicans naturally critical of the president for this stupid prisoner swap. They had late hearings last night in front of the House. They had another Democrat, I believe it was Armed Services Committee hearing today. These guys came out there really ticked off the president because every excuse he makes for why he didn't inform Congress, and that's the biggest problem they have with it. There are multiple things that are wrong with this thing. One, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Two, we got to notify Congress and follow the law. Three, you don't give Taliban commanders back over to the Taliban to come back and hurt us. Then there's the whole problems with Bergdahl himself. But now the cowardly Obama administration is putting all the emphasis on Chuck Hagel, the defense secretary. They're saying, well, basically, he's the one that signed up on this. He's the fall guy now, and maybe Hagel agreed to do that. Maybe agreed to do that to take the heat off the president. So they're sending Hagel all over the hill saying, I'm the one that suggested it, I'm the one that made this happen, I'm the one that signed off on it. Here's, again, the president not wanting to be the president. He's the president when he can get applause and do big speeches, but when something goes wrong, suddenly he knows nothing, he wasn't there, I don't know. And this time, now they're backing off, doing two things to try to spin this. One, they're backing off, trying to get Hagel to take the fire for it, and two, they're attacking honorable members of our United States military who served with Bergdahl in theater. When we told you about this last week, they're starting to hint around that that this is coordinated, that he's being swift-boated, that these guys are all part of some political campaign. And the family members of these guys have about had enough. There's another story tonight of the family members of one of the guys that died searching for Bergdahl that are now doing a sort of a television tour going online saying, listen, they're tired of people attacking the reputation of their son. Chuck Hagel, in front of this committee, kind of started mumbling some phrases that, well, they don't know if anybody actually died looking for Bergdahl. And it's very nuanced. Of course they did. The whole mission changed after he went missing. After he walked off and volunteered himself over to the enemy, I don't care if he was beaten or savaged or tortured, he's the one that did this and put him in their hands. And he goes over there and he does this stuff. And then their whole mission became, all the people in his platoon now are on a search and rescue mission for weeks. Now are on different patrols where they should have been contained in a base, and some of them died in the process, IEDs and the like. And so here's Chuck Hagel that's even going to deny that happened. It is amazing. One other scandal out of Washington today. Y'all had enough yet? Remember the old IRS scandal? Remember that one? That was an oldie but a goodie. When the IRS is targeting conservative groups, trying to put them out of business, here's the federal government attacking people for what they believe. Okay? Going after people for their political beliefs in the United States of America. This is all it is. Now we learn that Lois Lerner turned over millions of pages of documents on conservative groups illegally to the FBI and suggested these groups be prosecuted. Groups that she had not even certified as actual entities yet. She collected their data illegally. Some of that data was not to be transferable between federal departments. Took it, called the FBI and said, what format do you want it? Put the stuff on CDs or whatever, and sent it to the FBI to try to get grand jury investigations of these groups. Political prosecution is what that was, an attempt at doing. And Lois Lerner directed it herself. That's another scandal that is so, in normal times, would be huge out of Washington, that not just one federal agency, but multiple federal agencies coordinating to go after people because of their political affiliations and political leanings. That's a big story, but it's getting buried by everything else that's in the news today. It is scandal fatigue, one thing after the other. Unbelievable stuff. All right, let's go to the phones. Just wanted to get some of that out there as we start the hour. We've got Steve, who's been holding for a long time. He's in Athens. What's up, Steve?
Hey, man. If I'd been Jan Brewer when this thing started out in Arizona, I would have packed those kids up and put them on a bus to send them out of Phoenix and Tucson to probably Washington, D.C., to San Francisco, and let those folks handle the situation and all. But, of course, now we've got them going to our military bases, which I guess now our military is going to be Health and Human Services now.